the JD and Chris Show with Big
Gitano Demas, Adonal Arrington II. We call you Junior. What's going on, my dudes? Happy NBA draft week. Gitano, I like your mic there, blinging there. You got the rainbow colors going. What's going on, man? How's it going? You watch some soccer today?
I sure did watch some soccer. It was great to go to church and come home and watch the USA put a whooping on Bolivia.
Okay, yeah, we won. Let's go. USA, back-to-back World War champs. Junior, what's going on, man? You look like you've been out in the yard all day building something, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, I have been in the sun. I got a little bit of a tan going, y'all. I mean, I don't get that, dog, but I got a little sun glow going on right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's there.
Getting it in, man. I watched a little soccer today. I couldn't watch the whole match. But, Chris, if I'm not mistaken, we should run this tape back because, you said you were going to tune into this Bolivia game, bro.
Oh,
Sure did.
Bro. So
Let's get the receipts.
me.
Yeah, bro. What do you mean, man? Put it in the calendar.
Tell me. You got to text me. Be like, what's you texting about everything else today?
I even text you and said Pulisic's in his bag right now.
I thought that was WNBA, bro. The last three texts
God.
you said were WNBA. I don't know his names, man. Come on. Now you got to be like, yo, soccer time. All right, what's the next one? I'm there. Maybe. Just tell me. Real time.
It's going to be a tough one, though. It's against, are we playing
Panama.
Yeah, no, it's not against Panama. It's not Panama, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
I thought it was.
You know what? I will text you this time, Chris. I can commit to texting you next time the USA's playing, okay?
Is it okay, man. I appreciate it, man. That'll give us better content to talk about.
The USA plays Panama on Thursday, June 27th at 3 p.m.
I'm gonna be watching the NBA draft, but maybe we'll see. That's gonna take so many viewers from the draft, man. Hey, but good segue though to the NBA, man. It is draft week, but before we get there, let's tie a bow on what was the NBA Finals. I know most people didn't know that they happened because Adam Silver put an entire week in between each game, and it was not competitive. But there was one thing that went well, and that is that everybody on this show that's currently wearing a black shirt and a black hat predicted the gentleman's sweep and got it accurate. So I just want to give some round of applause there for everybody wearing a black shirt and a black hat, calling that. They gave him one at home. They let Luka and them and Mark Cuban, there's a back hallway agreement, a handshake deal. Let them get one. You can't deal with a sweep. But Gitano, you also had a prediction that came true. Not a prediction, but more of a take. Go ahead. Take your flowers.
Yeah, the 2v2, Tatum, Brown, they showed why they're supreme, their size, their athleticism, and their want to, not looking at the refs for all the calls. And the stage wasn't too big for them. I'm not sure if the stage was too small or too big for Kyrie and Luka, but it definitely showed that they probably hadn't been there before, like Tatum and Brown.
Oh, my goodness. I got one question because I don't want to spend too much time on this. If not the referees, who are you supposed to look to when they're making bad calls?
You got to play through it.
Thank you. What'd you say, Junior?
You got to play through it. And
Thank you.
Same thing I coach, even my, fifth graders, right?
Well, yeah, but the fifth graders aren't the greatest player on the planet. But go ahead.
Hey, basketball is basketball, and you're gonna play some games, some nights where the refs just aren't seeing the same things that you're seeing or things that they should see. And what are you gonna do?
Tell them that they missed it.
Yeah, well, Luka went overboard with that throughout the entire season, and then once he got to the finals, they were tired of hearing him talk all the damn time.
Or maybe he was tired of getting hammered and bad calls, and he's the one that had enough. Anyway,
but Chris, here's what I'll say.
My guy.
Here's what I'll say. Luka's got to mature. He needs to get stronger. And I know it's weird to say because he's stronger, but he's a strong guy. But he needs to take his physicality seriously. He needs to take his physique seriously. It's time. I mean, lots of people.
Fitness.
I will concede one. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. No. I'll get your point in.
I will say I will concede this. Take some of the words out of what you just said and make a sentence, and it is I agree with it, and it is he needs to take the NBA serious, not just his conditioning. I just don't think he took the league serious. he kind of waltzed in and did his thing and didn't have to change who he was, and look where it got him. And then it imploded, it did. But that's the only time you're going to ever hear me agree with you guys and Luka needed to change anything about himself.
And he's not the only person that's gone through this. There's been players throughout history that weren't that didn't take it as seriously as they need to be successful. Kevin Love, I think, is a good example. He was a young guy, but I mean, he changed everything about what he was doing. And Edwards is a good example. I'm not, it was a little soft. I understand he was young too, but he changed the way he worked out in the offseason, changed his diet, changed everything. And look at that did for him. I know Luka beat him, but I'm just saying, like, there are players where where it takes just a few years to click. And I know Luka's in his fourth year now. This might be the summer where it clicks for him. Having that. Sometimes you got to go through the struggles to get to the top. And either Luka's going to take this and learn from it, or he's going to fold. And I don't see Luka folding, Chris. I really don't. I mean, he might not take it as seriously as he should, but I don't see him folding. But what I'm gonna go on with this series is I'm gonna go back to what we started the playoffs with, and that is all these damn players hurt. If Luka's 100%, they win 2 or 3 games. I just fully believe that. He just wasn't right. He wasn't right the whole series. And you could say it's his chest, but his something in his lower body, his hamstring or his quad or something. Like, I know he had like a nagging
not see
injury.
his ass playing in the Olympics.
I'm just saying he didn't look right. And I'm gonna go back to the way we start with the playoffs. Injuries really slowed Luka down those finals, and that's, I think, a major reason why they lost.
I want to just cut back, though, because you distracted me with that Kevin Love thing, because I was like, wasn't he good at the start? Like, I think Kevin Love actually changed he changed to find a new position, or he changed kind of like in the Brook Lopez way, where he morphed his game. Because the dude was a double-double machine in Minnesota forever, and then found out, I can shoot threes too. Let's go. And he did change his body a lot.
He was just a lot bulkier. He was carrying a lot more weight, right? And so he just toned up a lot when he got to.
You're talking about in just physical appearance, or not appearance, but you know what I'm saying, physicality. They're.
Yeah. I mean, he took his, what did he say? He took his fitness more seriously, and he really changed. But to your point, Chris, he also evolved his game. He evolved his skills to be able to hang in. I mean, if he was still playing like he was when he first came to the league, he wouldn't be in the league still, right? Because that wouldn't have lasted. The fact that he can now shoot that three as well as he can and still play some good interior defense. I know on the perimeter he's a very, very bad liability, but he can still play some interior defense.
Yeah, JD, any final thoughts on the season, the players, before we get into some coaching changes?
Yeah, I just want to give kudos to Jaylen Brown and all the work that he put in, signing that mega deal, and becoming the getting the Larry Bryant or the Larry Bird Award, and getting the Bill Russell Award, and Boston Celtics not folding to the pressure of these two can't win together. I think a lot of people on TV said they need to blow it up and change it. They changed a couple little pieces. They got rid of Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, and some of these other players that were on that team that made it to the finals and lost to Golden State. You add a veteran in Drew Holiday, a big man in Porzingis. You kept some of your core pieces in Pritchard and Derek White, those guys. And it paid that, at the end of the day, slow and steady always wins the race. They didn't blow it up. And
it bored me.
Yeah, and boring, man.
Just like boring that take right there.
Man.
I know what it's like to watch the Spurs, my guy. Or the former Spurs. It's just boring. It's just like, you're going to win. You may lose a game here and there, but hey, winning's winning. Speaking of winning, it's been a long time before the purple and gold wins another chip, especially with JJ Redick coaching them. Chitano, speak on it, my guy.
Well, I think Junior, or we've talked about it, I think that JJ is very basketball savvy. He's very intellectual, smart. Now we're gonna have to figure out if he can draw up a play and everybody's gonna be all in. He's gonna have to cut the podcast, and
Of course.
Might not be able to be like Doug Gottlieb and do a radio show and still coach a
that's
college
weird.
basketball
That's weird,
team.
man. That's
But
weird.
Hey, good luck to you, JJ, because Chris is doubting you, Junior's doubting you, and I'm not.
Everybody's doubting you. Hey,
First of all, JD, you were very skeptical when we talked last time. You did
I gotta
not
accept it now.
Yeah, I feel it. But here's
what else will you want me to say? I'm not gonna dog it.
Hey, I never
what
accepted.
choices
You don't
we
have
got?
to. I didn't accept Scoot Henderson. You can just be miserable about it.
No, but if we're being fair, he could be a great coach. We just don't know. And for JD to choose the side of optimism, I'm proud of you, JD. Okay, because a lot of fan bases just go straight up negative. But what you have right now is potential. Right now is the best time. You got hope. You got hope springs eternal. Right now, we all hope JJ can coach his ass off. And if he can't,
what I'm going to be saying.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I sent you guys, as soon as that happened, it's like everyone got so excited about Dan Hurley possibly coaching you and was looking to the future with Dan Hurley. And then he left you guys at the altar, and it's like, oh, we'll take the leftover. Like, no, we still like you. It reminded me of in Big Daddy when they're like, we wasted the good surprise on you. like honestly, like they rolled out everything. There was all this media blitz for a week about how great of a fit it's going to be and why you should take the job, and then he didn't. And now you're taking a podcaster as your coach that's younger than half your team. Like, it's going to be fun.
Nah, Chris, I'm gonna throw it back to the movie, and I know you remember this movie, Lucky Number 11.
11?
Okay.
Kansas City Shuffle?
Kansas City Shuffle. Misdirection, bro. They knew JJ was the guy the whole time, okay? But they knew they'd get so much heat if they just hired him. So they had to make a run at this coach that and they knew he wasn't going to take the job, right? They knew he wasn't going to take it. They knew
that's a take
conspiracy.
Right
they knew they weren't going to offer him enough money to take the job. But what it did was it gave them the pressure release to then be like, oh, but we'll see. You see, we tried, and now we're going to go with JJ.
That's some Braun shit too. Braun would do that,
right, bro? That's some major Braun stuff, and it's just, he could work, right? It's just
good. How do we not know? You know what I mean?
It's just fun to talk shit about the Lakers, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay, that's good.
It's probably gonna work, but right now I'm gonna rain on you. All right.
How long? What's the patience level with
All-Star
Laker fans?
All-Star break.
All-Star break.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying though. Like for JJ,
he gets at least 1 year.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying though. So we talked about this before.
Cowboys, man, they're gonna be talked about every single day on all the shows about his performance, and that is gonna carry a lot more pressure, dog. Especially I'm just saying, it's All-Star break.
It's why I said he shouldn't take the job, because he's not going to get a chance to grow into the role of an NBA coach, which is really disappointing. Yeah. He hasn't been an assistant on any level. Yes, he's played, but the track record for players that go from playing to straight up to coaching just isn't that great. Jason Kidd had to grow into the role of being a good coach.
And he did it by his own way too. Remember when you had that player? He's like, bump into me, and he spilled his ice so he could get that free time out.
That's so funny, bro. And
oh my gosh! And he got caught. Yeah,
bro. That's
him as the Brooklyn coach was hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was laughable. People were laughing at Jason Kidd, man.
Then I guess it's how thick-skinned can you be, or not even thick-skinned, but like how much rope will you be given by ownership? Because look at Terry Porter. He tried to be a coach. He was a coach of the Bucks for, I don't know, a year and a half.
Yeah,
better part of 2 years.
And
never got another. And Phoenix, he did get another shot, but like didn't work.
Shaq.
You know. Yeah, well, that was not
University
really
of Portland. He couldn't win at UP either. I mean,
he was just there to be around his kids. He was just there to coach his kids.
Yeah.
But that was cool. He coached Damon Stoudemire coaches like Pacific in California, and they were in the same league, and they coached against each other. And I was working for the Blazers and got to go shoot that game. It was dope.
So anyway, I'm just saying, give JJ a chance. But I think Laker fans are going to be real.
And it's not just Laker fans; it's going to be national media too. Laker fans.
It's gonna be sad because I'm with you. Like getting a year, like dang, a year, like that's first time head coach getting a year, and that's all you get to grow into the role. That's cold.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about before he gets fired or on the hot seat officially. I would say sure 2 years for that, but I'm saying when the scrutiny and the criticism is going to come real, like a heavy blanket, is if they're not in playoff position at the All-Star break.
I think they'll be in playoff contention. But
we've
been fighting for the in-season tournament. We're the in-season tournament champs. So
you are the reigning champs, bro. You do hold that belt.
Yeah, and I swear to God, if the Blazers ever win anything close to it, Chris, you gonna be on here asking for a damn parade.
If the Blazers win the in-season tournament, Chris will be so hyped, bro.
I'm gonna be so damn hyped. That's what I'm gonna do. Watch. Here's my reaction. Act like you've been there before, bruh. That's what we're supposed to do. Get these dubs.
That's like your black cap. That is a black cap,
bro. Nah.
It just ain't never gonna happen. You're never gonna know because there's never gonna be an actual testable theory. Not with Scoot Henderson in a Blazer jersey. Hey, one more thing on coaches though. JD. So Monty Williams is pioneering, kind of moving pushing the goalpost back for coaches. What's your take on that?
The man is about to get $80+ million.
Who earned every penny
to not work. God bless America right there for guaranteed contracts. All right. Well, the man is going through a lot. He didn't even want the job in Detroit, but if you're going to offer me $80+ million
what you gonna do?
For a couple years, I mean, you'd be a fool not to take it. And then they go around and fire him. And he's like, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to spend time with my kids. Like that dude, we all know how, like, his wife died. And he has, like, a Nick Cannon amount of children. Like, the dude has a lot of kids. And his wife died. And, like, he held it together and was strong. Like, he's a strong man of faith, too. Like, I root for him no matter what. Had a small encounters with him in Portland, but preach, keep going. I'm team Monty Williams.
Everybody roots for Monty. I mean, that's the thing that everyone says universally is just he's just a good guy. The problem is he can't relate to his players anymore. It's kind of odd to have that reputation of being kind of like a nice guy and like everybody likes being around you and all that, and then like the reports out of Phoenix that like the players just didn't feel him, and then reports out of Detroit is like the young players just didn't feel him. It's just kind of weird, but wish he better not coach again. I mean, I'm sorry, you had me $80 million, man. Come on,
you better go sit on the couch and be a grandpa.
Like, I mean, go volunteer. Yeah, go volunteer. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
What I was gonna say though, like, I feel like he is best served. There's some guys that how some players are better NBA players than college players. I think some coaches are better assistants than heads, and they're like really, really good assistant coaches. Just because they don't have the pressure of everything else to deal with, they can focus on one thing specific or one player or the wings or the bigs, and like can really influence the direction of a team from the shadows. So I think
here's the thing
another
where
example.
Things shifted for him. All right, this is where Monty shifted. They lose. They're up 2-1 in the finals in Milwaukee. Giannis has that incredible block to stop the alley-oop to Ayton. They come down, they score. Milwaukee ties it up, and then Milwaukee wins the next 3. Phoenix comes back the next year and wins 60-plus games. We're like, they're a shoo-in to go to the finals again. And something happened with Ayton and him. Like you said, Chris, the young guys, there was some friction. They button heads. And then they get just mollywopped by Luka in Dallas in the second round. And it was like, whoa, how did this happen? Losing by 30, 40. And then, boom, they fire him. And something happened. Obviously, Ayton is obviously not who we thought he was, or however Dennis Green. He is Phoenix dropped the ball there where they could have had Luka or Trae Young or anybody else but a guy who wants to play video games. No offense to video game players, but the guy missed an NBA game because he couldn't get a ride to the game here in Portland because it snowed. He missed the game.
It iced. Okay.
He's from Arizona, dog.
Bro, he's
I don't
from
care. You're
like
a professional
Jamaica
basketball
or
player.
something though.
No, he's from the Bahamas.
I
Yeah,
met
Bahamas.
his fucking parents randomly. I was working the draft and met his talked to us. They're super nice family. He was super nice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
everyone.
something happened though with Monty Williams and him connecting with his players to fight for him. And it sucks, but at the same time, keep cashing those checks.
Exactly. And make that in the NFL it is you're the highest paid player until the next contract. NBA coaching, Monty has set the bar there and hopefully opened some doors for other coaches. Speaking of Ayton though, and being the number one pick, it is draft week. Let's talk about it. The consensus best two players in the draft are from France. Can't say a lot about that. Junior, I guess you're our French expert on the show. What do you know about Zachary and Alex Sarr?
I'm focused on it because I know the Spurs are drafted 4, and I already know that those two guys are like the consensus, 1, 2, go.
Okay, so let's skip 3 and go to 4. Who do you got? Who do you want the Spurs to take? Let's go. What people are saying in mock drafts, what everyone is thinking they're going to pick. What's your take on that? And then what do you want to see happen?
The Spurs are difficult to predict because historically they've just kind of been a little different when it comes to drafting. Now it's worked out, other than obviously Duncan and Wemby, where those are just locks, right? We know that,
Mm-hmm.
but their draft history outside of that, just they don't normally pick the person that you think they're going to pick at that spot. So
Facts.
It wouldn't surprise me if they grab someone that wasn't even in the predicted top 10. That wouldn't shock me because it's the Spurs, but I think they have to just try and settle their point guard position. And if Reed Shepherd falls to them, they have to take him. But if they don't, they got to go with Stephen Castle. And the reason why I say that is pairing a long, kind of lanky, defensive-minded guard with Wemby is a match made in heaven. And you can say he's not a true point guard. He only averaged 3 assists a game, and I see that. I get that. But he's got the ball handling skills to be able to do it in the NBA.
You start the offense.
And he's an average shooter that has potential to get better. And they don't need him to go out there and shoot threes like that, though. They need him to run the offense and play defense because the Spurs, even with Wemby last year, were one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Imagine if they can just up their perimeter defense around him. They could really take a jump next year. That's why I got to go with Stephen Castle.
I'm not mad at that, honestly. And thank you. That was a very eloquent breakdown. I see the Reed Shepherd attraction. But in terms of style of play and career arcs and just meshing, I think you pair the lanky kid with the other lanky kid. And to your point, Sohan can play point. It doesn't whoever brings
that didn't work out last year, but you know
what I'm saying. It's not. I don't know if that was to prep him for maybe bringing up the ball when they didn't have a point guard available, or if they really wanted him to play point, or if they just didn't think they had a good enough point. But
it was good experience either way, right? It was good experience for him.
Get the reps, shake off, any fear of doing that in the future. But I like that take, man. Just the way the NBA is now. Wemby could bring the ball up 2 dribbles and the offense is set. I see that working.
And as much as people say, oh, nobody plays defense in the NBA, nobody plays defense in the NBA, the Boston Celtics proved that's not true. But people still play defense in the NBA. It just looks different than what it did in the 90s. And And you have to have players that can. No one's going to lock. There's no more locking anyone up. Okay, yeah, those days are gone. But
it's like a corner. It's like a corner. You're going to get burned. It's just how many times.
Yeah, and it's about team defense. Can you play team defense? And that we all know that's what Popovich is all about. They need someone that can come in there and play better team defense with some size. Because Trey Jones, sorry Trey, I like you. You can't really guard, bigger guards at all. I love you as a backup point guard though. Like I want Trey coming off the bench, bringing that energy. We don't need him starting.
Bet. I like that take. JD, anything on the first 4 picks with the 2 Frenchmen, and then either a Reed Shepherd, Stephen Castle mix with Houston and San Antonio at 3-4?
I think Reed Shepherd is going to go to the Rockets, and you're the Spurs. I think Junior hit it right there. Castle showed, these last 2 NCAA tournaments why he's a solid player, and that you pair him and Wemby, the alley-oops that he was throwing the big man from UConn, now you got a better athlete. So this dude has a great jump shot and has a great feel for the game. So I think it's a great pick.
All right, let's just skip over Detroit and Charlotte and get to the juicy.
Wait, can we just say one thing for sure?
Yeah.
No matter what Detroit does, it's going to end up being bad. Like, unfortunately, it's just like, man, I wish I could have some confidence about it, but like they're getting like Cincinnati Bengals territory of like the 90s of just being just dysfunctional. Like no one has any faith in anything they're doing. Trajan Langdon, good luck to you, buddy.
What's funny too is like half my homies that worked at the Blazers went with McGowan to go work. It's like the Red Wings, the Tigers, and the Pistons organizations, and so they work for all 3 of them. But it's like I see all of them posting about the Pistons, and hey, sorry. Anyway, I could see them drafting like Dalton Connect or something, and Doug McDermott 2.0.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go Portland. Speaking of fucking up draft picks, that's my first.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's we're gonna go 2 for 1, okay? Because we got the 7th and the 14th pick in Portland. We're gonna draft the same position and just hope one of them's good. Okay? So this is what I want.
Do not do what
Don't
Minnesota did.
Oh no, not Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio. When Steph
and
was right
there. You
there.
could have had Steph Curry.
I know, right? Yeah, that's a blunder. What was that dude's name? The GM in Minnesota back then? He was always in the news.
Wasn't Kevin McHale.
It was some dude. He was like a hot shot. Anyway, we're gonna go with Klingon if he's there at 7.
What do you like about him though? What do you think he brings? Just
size. Yeah. And then at 14, we're gonna go with the big boy. We're gonna go with the big Zach Eddie. Hopefully he's not Eddie Curry. But he's the 2 guys went against each other in the chip, right?
Right.
If teams are building to play against Jokic or building to play against LeBron, let's just start building for Wemby. So let's just stack these bigs right now. Hey, that's my take. You got to have a take, and it can't be what everyone else is saying. So that's my Blazer take.
Well, I mean, okay, Chris, you got to go against the grain. I feel you.
Right?
So you have Ayton locked up for a few more years. Still,
yeah, but he's only going to play 60% of the games.
I'm with you. I mean, it's tough to have faith in Ayton right now. He's one of those players where he's enigmatic, right? Like he can be amazing and he could absolutely be gone, right?
Just in the first half, the first quarter, if he's checked in or not, and whoop, let's put in Klingon. Whoop, let's put in Edie. Whoop, maybe we get Robert Williams back. Now we're not going to, but still, you know what I'm saying?
And you've been on this pod, hyping up Edie for a while now, and I've been behind you a little bit, and I am excited to see how that plays out. it's cool to have big men battles in the NBA. Like Edie versus Jokic would be a cool battle if it
molasses rolling downhill.
like heavyweight fights from the 90s. Like I want to see that, and you know everything's like goes in a circle, right? You know, NBA went no post game at all, right? Like just pretty much gone. Jokic brought it back a little bit. Domantas Sabonis brought it back a little bit. We might see a little bit of a change where, you know, we can go back to some of that, having some big men battles, man. I want to see Patrick Ewing against Hakeem, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're each 5 inches taller now, you know, with Wemby and Edie, you know? Let's do it. Okay. Come on, Joe. Let's make it happen, Joe Crow. JD, anything on my amazing take or anything to the mid? Let's just say the lottery, you know, because the lottery ends at what, 16? No, 14. And the Blazers got 14.
I do like where you went on drafting 2 big men and hopefully 1 hits.
Handicapping, like fantasy, right?
Exactly. But I just can't see the Blazers doing that because they already have 2 big men. So that would put 4 centers on your team.
Well, Robert Williams is gone, right?
And Robert Williams
roster construction.
He's about to medically retire if he's not, man. That dude.
No, I'm just saying you still got to count that he's on the team, you know?
No, but they don't. Like, if they know someone's contract, if they're an unrestricted free agent or, you know, team option, like, they don't consider them.
Is he on that this year? Is he on that?
I thought this was a contract year. I'm double checking, but go on.
But I think you're right that hopefully 1 hits, and if not, you know, hopefully both hit. That you got twin towers and you're building to, like a lot of teams were having a lot of extra big men to foul Shaq, you know, and such. So what's that?
He's under contract. I thought he was gone. Maybe just everyone's assuming he's going to get traded because he's not on.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's going to be hurt, bro. So, like, I mean, he just cannot stay healthy.
He's only 6'8" too, but he plays like he's 7'3", man.
He dunks everything. That's why.
And blocks everything.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, I see that, JD. Okay. What about your Lakers coming up here at number 17? A lot of options, a lot of no names, a lot of could be names.
Well,
not seeing LeBron on here though.
Not yet. I like if Zach is there, is Edie, if the Blazers don't pick him at 14, I hope he goes to the Lakers.
It would really help him out playing with someone like LeBron for his first couple of years in the league. It really
or
would.
AD. If AD, I don't know if AD's the type to mentor young players though. I haven't heard much of that.
AD's cool, right? I mean, just look at AD, man. He got a cool vibe. Like AD don't got problems with nobody. He's one of those players. He's always dapping up everybody in the games, bro. AD's like cool with everybody.
But
can you
cool?
imagine the defense?
I'm not going to go out of my way to go, help this young. Anyway.
I got you.
I think that the defensive prowess with Edie and AD in there, I mean, you're not getting offensive rebounds. Those guys are gobbling up all the defensive boards.
You're not playing them at the same time, though.
Yes, they will. Why not?
LeBron wants to. It's JJ Redick, bro.
Because AD doesn't want to play center. That's why they do this pick. Is because they don't want AD to be all upset.
Yeah, but AD's also not trying to guard in the perimeter like at all. Have you seen the way he plays screen and roll action?
But
he is not
AD
trying to guard the perimeter.
JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard in their finals run. So why wouldn't they do that with him? So
what about the big boy from Baylor? So the top centers on the board are Klingon, Edie.
I'd rather have the Oregon guy.
Dante
on there.
Yeah.
He's the 10th best center.
So what?
He lost the Sweet 16 for us, man.
Yeah, he might have, but you get with the King and
Chandler
get some straight.
Though.
No,
he's Tyson Chandler-esque.
Yeah. He'll give you that Tyson Chandler, but just like Tyson Chandler, he's going to have zero offensive impact other than lobs in the NBA. Zero.
And that's all we need. We just need a big man that AD doesn't have to guard the big man.
He's only 6'10" too, though, Dante. I mean, he's got a 7'6" wingspan, but he's not that tall.
Dwight Howard wasn't tall, but he was strong.
Dwight Howard was he was an athletic marvel. Dwight Howard.
Okay, but when he played with the Lakers, he was not all NBA Dwight Howard. all decade Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Dwight
he's still
Howard.
short.
I still feel Dwight Howard was he was done wrong by not being on that 75th anniversary team. I don't know who we're taking off, but I believe that he should have been on it over a few players.
I don't want to get into any
Prime
more
Dwight was a
Howard
problem.
Side topics.
Prime Dwight was a problem.
I mean,
but
he led his team to an NBA Finals. Not many players have done that.
So you want a big? You want a 5?
I do. I want a big.
Okay. Junior, what's up?
I just, if we're talking about mid to late round picks, like, if someone we think that could maybe have an impact in the league that's flying under the radar. And I know this guy just because, Pac-12 connection. Okay. He's from Cal. I watched him give UCLA the business multiple times this year. Y'all might probably haven't seen it, but his dude's name is Jalen Tyson. He's got a nice ponytail, light-skinned brother. So, obviously I'm going to be, drawn towards him, right?
Jalen, another light-skinned Jalen. Listen, if you can find a Jalen out there that's not a light-skinned dude and not named Jalen Brown, let us know, because we're trying to find one. Everyone named Jalen is a mixed dude.
He's got, he's limited from an athletic explosiveness, perspective, but he's got that smooth NBA game. Really reminds me of like people like who have lived in the mid range. Not necessarily Kemba Walker, because Kemba was short, but that kind of mid range game where he can just get his shot off. And he can hit the 3 a little bit, and definitely if he's got his feet set. But he's a guy that got that Pac-12 connection. So Jalen Tyson, that's my dark horse right now.
Okay,
they got him at shooting guard.
Yeah, but he's 6'6". I was just comparing his mid-range game to Kemba, not necessarily their body styles or position.
Hey, did you know that Philadelphia and Phoenix forfeited picks in the second round this year? I don't know if I've seen that before.
What, tampering or something?
It's number 49 Philadelphia pick forfeited. Number 59 Phoenix pick forfeited.
I mean, who cares? Second round picks, bro. Come on,
bro. If you click on pick forfeited, it's like has a profile like athleticism, size, like comps. I gotta share that on the screenshot. All right. Well, it's going to be exciting. Psych. It's going to be boring. It's not going to be a fun draft. It is 2 days though. So Wednesday, I think they might do the lottery or the whole first round. Thursday they're going to be competing with some USA soccer. It sounds like someone's going to give me a reminder so I can watch it. Instead of the second round of the draft. Bet. Let's flip though. Let's go to some NFL real quick. Kansas City. Gitano, you were talking about their bling a little bit and how it may be getting out of hand.
Yeah, these rings that sports teams are winning are no longer wearable. The days of wearing, I think the Dallas Cowboy great Bob Lilly said, I wore my Super Bowl ring as my wedding ring. These guys, Al Davis, he wore that thing. You could see it in his middle finger, them 3 big ruby cut diamonds for the 3 Super Bowls that we won. But the days of having a ring that is wearable is gone. These things look like a table. They look like saucers. And now they're making them where you could pull it off and put it as a pendant, as a chain. Like, that's cool for the ladies, for the women.
I don't hate that.
I don't win a ring to wear as a necklace. That's not what Michael Jordan did. Okay.
But Michael Jordan also wore baggy clothes, bro. That's how you base your style?
I mean, JD, maybe you just don't have enough drip to pull one of these rings off, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's my takeaway, bro. Hold on, man.
Wow. Give me a big ring. Also, I ain't never going to wear a ring. I don't care what size it is. That goes on the shelf, bro.
We're laughing because JD got the. Hey, I know. I gotta let people know since they don't know you off the podcast. Y'all, JD got drip. JD got style.
I'm just saying that these rings are really big now.
I know, and you should have. JD, your face was confused when he said that. You're like, me? You talking about me? Bro, I come clean every time. He was legit confused.
How dare you? But it's just, like you look at Phil Jackson when he was on. He wore his rings,
That's Phil, though.
I'm just saying the ring should be wearable. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my take. That's what I'm saying. That now, Michael Strahan said, "Oh, I want my ring so big you can see it 7 tables down." Like, no, I want
he's
my
also
shit big.
that he likes to show off his gap tooth. You know what I'm saying? He's a different dude.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Why you hating, bro?
No. He likes to show it off, bro. He doesn't like. Like that's part of his thing.
That's my identity, right? That's my whole identity, bro. Okay.
Oh, not being 7 foot 3 bills.
No, JD. I mean, you are yelling at the old man, yelling at the clouds a little bit right here, but I'm gonna let you have it. I'm with you. I personally can't wear any jewelry. I don't like it. I hate it for whatever reason. Like, I don't even wear a wedding ring, y'all. It just can't do it. But
tattoo.
I'm with you. It's gotten out of hand, JD. Like, it's gotten out of hand, bro. Like, come on. Why? Like, what? It doesn't equate to better, right? Bigger doesn't always equate to better. I'd love to see them scale back, and I'd love to see a team, because I don't know how much influence the team has, right? I mean, it's probably the team that creates it, right? It's not the NFL, it's the actual team. I'd like to see the next Super Bowl winner kind of go a little more low key on it.
Well, if you look at all right, so some of these teams that have their first one, the Seahawks Super Bowl ring is not that big. The Eagles Super Bowl ring is not that big. The Colts ring is not that big. But if you look at the first championship that Kansas City won compared to like when they had all 3 of them on, the smallest one was the first one, and that was really big. And if you look at New England's rings, the more they won, the bigger and bigger those things got.
So it's got to have something to do with owner personality then, man.
Yeah, I just know that it's great. Congratulations to Kansas City. I just think that we need to scale back these rings just a little bit.
Sure. Okay, speaking of Kansas City, do we need to scale back Travis Kelce dancing with Taylor Swift on stage? Did you guys see that? Apparently he slid on tour and brought his white boy funky music dance moves to the backup dancers at her show in London.
What a surprise for him out there in London.
That was the talk of the house today. My daughter, my wife, did you see it? What you talk about on the podcast? So there we did. We did.
He had the nice get up, the black suit with the cape and all that, the proper attire, out there in England.
I mean, he looks svelte, to be honest. I mean, he's on the football field, he looks like a pretty big guy, and he could be dropping some weight this offseason, but he doesn't look that big in the fit right now.
I mean, it's a tux, bro. Tux make everybody look slim.
Yeah,
right?
No, you're right. You want to look good, put a tux on. You're right, Chris. You're right. But
yeah,
is there video evidence of this though, or this is just kind of like reports out of the?
There's video evidence.
No, there's video. You can see her doing the stuff and her being surprised.
Oh, I got you right here because I was about to screen share something else, but we'll just take the viewers along with us because this is a segue.
Nothing like live action.
Oh, he's carrying her like a dead body. So yeah, that was our Travis Kelce Taylor Swift segment. But hey, did you guys know this account exists? Style by Kelce. So check this out. Somebody puts together everything that Travis Kelce has worn and how much it costs in public. Oh, JD, you probably can't see it on the. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason this came up, he went to he was courtside at some Knicks game in the playoffs, and I saw somebody was like asking how much his t-shirt on this. They were talking about it on the Pat McAfee show, and they were like, "Oh, it's just a shirt with an apple. It's probably like Cricket or like $5. It's cheap." Nah, bro. They looked it up, and this thing says that T-shirt cost $250, bro. But yeah, it's a thing.
That's a choice to spend that much money on an Apple T-shirt. Yo, hey, give me a printer and some printable iron-on. I'll make that in 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah, bro. I got the crickies right here, ready to go. Still gotta make those mugs.
Yeah, bro, you still haven't sent me the file for the graphic.
A day. It's in your shit. I got it. I sent it to you.
Bro, I'm going to have to check
Cap,
the receipts.
black cap.
Nah, bro. All truths.
In my email? For real?
I sent it to you in some format. It might have been a text.
This feels like Nah, bro. You couldn't have sent it in a text.
Yes, I could have, because I text myself from my computer to get stuff to me to send to your Android because you're bunk and you use
Cap, bro. There was cap. Okay.
Hold on, bro.
No,
All right,
man.
Carry on. What's next? I got to pull this up. JD, go ahead.
All right,
JD,
I got you, Chris. I
got your
Chris.
Euro minute, and we're transitioning to an NHL minute today, or a Euro minute, whatever you want.
Hold on, man. We talking soccer. We're about to be the number one soccer podcast in the country. Give us a few weeks. All right.
That's not a saturated market.
I have this take real quick because something is impressive is going to happen Monday night, and that is the NHL Stanley Cup. Edmonton Oilers, who have the whole country of Canada on their shoulders. They haven't won a Stanley Cup in 30 plus years. We're down 3-0 to Florida, and they've come back. Connor McDavid has been on a bender like no other. He's up to 42 points. That's third most all time in an NHL playoff series. Games 5 and 4, he had 8 total points, 4 goals and 4 assists in those 2 games, and he's just been on a bender. And they've tied it up, and it is up to it's on 10 right now.
Bro, are you really watching all this hockey? You are not watching all this hockey.
I am, because Connor McDavid is worth the price of admission.
I sent you our episode to watch, and you're watching all this hockey instead. Come on, man. What's your priorities?
My priorities are giving our people and our fans, if they're NHL watchers and listeners, something to talk about. And they came here first to get it.
We've been talking about football and basketball for a year now, just in case if they're hockey.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So you have a solid point in that we do want to see someone come back down 3-0, because it's no professional sports.
Are they about to?
Has come back from 3-0 in a playoff series, right? No one.
No. Well, okay. How about this? Only one team has done it in the modern era, and that was the Boston Red Sox. But prior to that, it had never happened in baseball. And in hockey, it was done in the 40s. So let's just say modern era from the 70s on, it's only happened once in one sport. And this is crazy.
What's the series at now?
It's tied 3-3, game 7 tomorrow night.
On
ESPN at 5:00.
See, you had me with that. You lost my attention with all the Connor this and that. If you would have said game 7 coming back from 3-0 is on tomorrow night, I'm in. That's my.
That's why we're talking about it tonight.
I'm not in, because it is hockey, and I just can't do it. But JD, I hope you have fun tuning in that game, okay? Or match.
I'm in spirit.
and so today we had our Euro minute. We got great soccer the last couple of days. We'll start with the Copa America going off, but I got one little thing to talk about though, Junior, is that why are we playing these games on artificial turf and then putting grass over it? Don't we know that never works?
It's a contractual thing with all of the soccer leagues though.
I know that, but why are we doing it? Why is Copa, right? Why we got enough outdoor football stadiums to play on grass? Why are we trying to play in these complexes, right, that don't have grass? And also, right, these stadiums are going to have to get worked because they're not even up to the FIFA standard to play World Cup matches. How about that? The Dallas Cowboys and some of these stadiums that are going to be hosting World Cup games in a couple years, they're not going to be able to have it until they get construction done to make the pitch wide enough.
Yeah, but it's just like the Olympics. Every city, every state's got to build infrastructure when the Olympics come to town. It's no different here. I mean, Qatar had to build stadiums to house all of the anyway, man. So that's normal for World Cup or large events like that. But JD, I have a question for you. Did the USA do enough in that game against Bolivia today to give you some hope for the rest of the tournament and then beyond to the Olympics?
I think they gave me a lot of hope because we got the great white hope and Christian Pulisic. That goal in the 3rd minute off of that short corner,
that
was it like Beckham at the top of the box, and put it in that top corner where the goalie had no chance.
I mean, that looked like a FIFA. That was like a FIFA video game shot right there. That was one where you're like, no, and then it just curves right in there, man. That was wild. Like I said, I didn't get to see the whole game, so I'll trust you on that. And I'm with you. But Pulisic's head wasn't right, and he was banged up a little bit at the last major tournament, and he has to be in that right headspace for them to do it. But I'll also say, JD, they can't do it alone. Like, he can't do it alone. He's gonna need help to advance in the Copa America. But I have some hope, but I didn't get to watch enough of the game to say that I'm truly hopeful. Okay.
But they brought in Pepe and he missed a bunch of shots, but Reina.
But he's getting shots though. Pepe's gonna get some shots, man. That's the thing about him.
He looked solid for coming in, and I just hope that back line can stay together, and when push come to shove, don't fold like a pair of twos.
How did Chris's boy Turner do though?
He looked good.
Okay.
That's my guy, man.
Until he doesn't, bro. Okay.
Bro, you guys are already saying what everybody else knows. All right. So that's why I'm not chiming in. Go America. Also, my video's hella blurry. Anyway, good Euro minute, good ice minute, rink minute, puck minute.
Euro minute.
We'll noodle on that one. We'll workshop a little bit. Hey, what are you guys watching, man? What'd you guys watch this week?
What did you watch this week?
I'm a shout out. Get you that WNBA League Pass, y'all. Now that the NBA's gone, man, I've been watching hella games, man. $35, and it's just so nice to have just another sport option on there, man. Like,
hey, June, let me ask you a real question. Is the only reason you're watching it so religiously because it's the first time you've actually paid for a streaming service and not gotten it for free?
Bro, first of all, the last 2 years I paid for the NFL ticket and the NBA League Pass, okay? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know you paid for League Pass. I thought
it's too hard. It's too hard
to saying.
It's too hard to bootleg nowadays. It's not worth the effort. I'm gonna pay the $15 a month or the $100 a year. I got you, man.
I know. We know you pay, Junior.
I really do.
We know you work in HR for the state, so you pay all
because of the quality. Like, it's hard to get bootleg good quality. Like, I'm trying to actually enjoy the game nowadays, man. The days of bootlegging are over. Maybe a boxing match, maybe a bootleg a boxing match, because
is Stream East even bootleg though? Stream East, like LeBron watches Stream East,
Yeah, I mean, it's not an enjoyable experience.
Shout out to our sponsor, Stream East. We should try to get our podcast on Stream East. Is Stream East even legal, or is it like Pirate Bay type shit?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, y'all, 30. Hey, you know what? I'll share the passwords, y'all. You can get some league passes.
Run it.
Okay. You know what
I'm saying? Hey, Chris, run it.
I'm going to watch it.
All right, bro.
Wait. Hey, June, don't share the password. But
okay.
Good looking. Soon you got people watching. The man. JD, what'd you watch this week? You consume anything? Obviously, it wasn't our podcast. Huh?
I went and saw Bad Boys 4. And
don't spoil it.
No, I'm not spoiling. I recommend it. It's good. And this morning, before we went to church, we watched Bad Boys 1, and I was like, damn, Bad Boys 1 is really funny. But it's a good movie, and I recommend going to watch it. We went on Juneteenth and watched it, and had a good time. And I consumed the K-Dot concert, Kin and Friends, and that was a great show. There's very few rappers, right? And I don't know, did you guys watch the Versus during the pandemic on your iPhones? Did you guys watch it on Instagram?
Fixed it.
The Versus?
The Versus?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't really watch
game show.
Chris, come on, you got to get with it. The Versus. So the one, and the reason I bring this up is because the Versus with the Dipset and Locks. The Dipset was rapping over their words, where the Locks is true professionals. They play the instrumental. They got the breath control, and they rapping everything.
The Locks is still doing it, bro?
Of course. Oh man,
Sheik
it was
Luch?
a movie. Come on,
Sheik
Styles
Luch?
P, come on,
Styles P, Jada.
come on, man. And
Damn.
what's
That brings
funny
me
is
back
that
to Gresham, Oregon.
the reason I bring that up is because all the people that came out during the Ken and Friends show were rapping over their beat. And when you go to concerts and you hear those guys just rapping over themselves, it's not really good. K Dot, oh no. And he was on point, man. And salute, to K Dot and Ken and Friends for Juneteenth. And I had the house jumping like it was a party. I turned the bass up on the JBL, had the stuff coming off the walls. The bass was just bumping. So yeah, that's what we consuming.
I watched. So I was trying to ramp up for Bad Boys 4, right? Also, not a hot take, but just a common sense take. Can y'all just name your fucking movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like between trying to like Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys Forever. Like I don't know what the new one's called.
Bad Boys
and
4.
Then is it just called? It's not called 4. Like the title of it, is it? I hope it is.
No, it's not called 4, right?
It's like the final dance or like
Bad
some
Boys
corny
2
ass.
was Bad Boys 2 though.
Yeah, it was 1 and 2 were this, but I say this because we did this. Me and my son did this with Planet of the Apes too, and you have to go to the thing to see what year it was made. Same with Jennifer Lawrence, Mockingbird.
Yeah.
What was that shit called?
You're right.
Oh, it's called Ride or Die.
Hunger
Yeah.
Games. Yeah.
Hunger Games
And Bad
they
Boys
don't
for
just call
Life.
it just
I
like
see what you're saying.
that's the one thing Scream got right is they just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like when
Good call.
Halloween started going like H2O, the final like y'all are never gonna end a franchise, so do not give it a title of like The Last Dance or for life. Anyway, Bad Boys 1, very lit. Did you remember like? This is what I hadn't seen it in, I don't know, 15 years. But I was surprised at how many lines I remembered from the movie, JD. Did you find yourself like calling out, like, don't be alarmed, or like, like some of those.
Wondering if we could borrow a cup of brown sugar.
Yeah. And it's just like those, like, dang.
Mike Lowry.
Yeah. And then Bad Boys 2 was funny because, anyway, there's
with the scene with Reggie.
With Reggie. Well, I was saying, when when Gabrielle Union's first trying to go undercover and the guy's like, I like opera, and then he looks at her and she's black and he goes, I like hip hop too. And he says hip hop, and it's just like that stuck out for me so hard. Anyway, watched Bad Boys 3 today actually for the first time. It's up there on the Hulu.
And
I mean, it's what you would expect.
okay.
DJ Khaled's in it, and Nicky Jam.
Mm-hmm. It's what you would, they are who we thought they were. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer, lots of extra stuff, lots of plot holes, but lots of action and loud noises. So and Will Smith, it's the franchise is made up of one-liners, I think. Like
that was all Will Smith movies though back in the day. Like he had the catchphrases, bro.
Catchphrase. But like seriously, watch it with that in your mind and it's like shit. There's nothing of substance. It's just like Mike Lowry doing
but
something.
This one is though. I feel like this one is.
Okay. Was this Bruckheimer too?
I don't.
Because I feel like Michael Bay may have done one of them. But anyway, no hot recommendations for me. I watched a shitload of TV, but can't remember any of it. Anyway, guys, any final thoughts here on episode 29, which will come out a couple days before the draft?
Oh man, we got it in.
Get it in. All right, salute my dudes. Have a good week at work. JD, get some sleep. I'll see you bright and early for that soccer match on the pitch with the kits. Woo! Buzzwords.